it's interesting how when politics changes on a national level, we change too. You know, what the things we hear about, they change the way we are. Well, I was just reminiscing about how the first time I met you, I was politically canvassing for Obama, and you don't remember me. But I remember you had a really nice conversation with me. You probably thought I was pretty nice because you were very friendly, and we had a nice talk. And then later, when I moved across the street from you, we had different conversations about politics over the years. And we have two conversations because we've got Facebook world, and then we have this porch where we actually talk through things more. And even though things get ugly on Facebook, mostly not with you, but with your friends, I feel like I can always be accepted here and that you'll always welcome me to your porch. And that's really important to me because our politics can't determine our friends.
Right, no, absolutely not. Just, you know, we both post things totally different. Maybe I just won't look at yours and you don't look at mine, but outside of here,
look at yours.
You do. I look at yours too. But then, you know, it is nice because we do get along. I mean, we don't put that as the center. We talk about many other things.
Well, one thing I know is that you care most about your kids, your family, and the politics that will affect them. You want your family to be safe, happy, prosperous, just like everybody else wants that for their kids. And I see that as a value that we share. We all want to be safe, happy, to have what we need. And we may disagree on the way to get there, but I think if we start with those values, that's where we can actually get somewhere in our conversations.
Absolutely.
So we did some research about what Republicans value. Do you want to guess? Like, I'm just curious, like if you were, what would you come up with? What Republicans value? What are the things they want that, that motivate you?
Freedom. I mean, if I want to homeschool, I can homeschool. If I don't want my son to learn a certain thing, my kids, they don't have to learn that thing. Don't push certain things on my children, because that's when you will hear from me.
Well, we didn't used to agree on abortion, for example, although in the last few months when we talk about it, I think we're both changing.
Yeah, I was totally against abortion. I think the way I see it now is, it's not me. It doesn't, these women doing this, it has nothing to do with me or my family. That's their right. I mean, that is their right. They have that choice. I had that choice. I chose not to. I never would choose that. That's something I would never choose. But when it came up with me and my daughter, she did have that right to choose. I didn't push it either way. I wouldn't do that because I don't want it to come back on me. Anyone that makes any decision, I don't want their decision to fall back on me. Well, you made me do this, or you didn't tell me to do this. But she did have that choice, and so she didn't, and I'm thankful because I have an amazing blessing in my life. But I do feel, the more I think about it, I mean, who are we to tell someone, that's again with medical freedom, who are we to tell someone that they cannot do this? So that's how I feel.
When we were, interacting on Facebook, your dad said, take down your Facebook posts because they're scaring your neighbor. And the fact is, I felt very bullied on Facebook. I felt bullied by some of your friends. And I know that you hate bullies.
I do.
You hate bullying. So that when I would read that stuff and I didn't feel safe, I started not feeling safe just even in Bluffton. I could come over here and realize I'm safe with you and I'm safe with our friendship. And that meant the world to me because people just got more and more extreme, especially during Trump. And I think most of the conversations we had about Trump here in Bluffton wasn't so much what he was doing, but it was how he was acting and the way he conducted himself and the ways that he expressed himself. And I think we were able to reach common ground with a lot of Bluffton Republicans because a lot of people don't like the way he was acting. They don't like his racism, his sexism. They didn't want that to represent America either. So in some ways, even though the Trump years were really hard, we actually found some things to agree on there too.
I felt safe with Trump. I mean, he might be cocky. I'm cocky. I like it. I trusted him. Still do. I just felt like he would get stuff done, and he did. He wasn't going to be bullied. He could be a bully. Sometimes you got to be a bully to the ones that not the underdog. I'm always for the underdog. I am always for the underdog. That's the thing. But I think the ones he bullied wasn't the underdog, and they needed bullied. I think he did what he did. I think he was amazing. I think that everything now is shit.
Basically, I feel like we get totally different information. The information that goes into this house is totally different than the information that goes into my house. And
Yes.
so it's not even that we disagree as much as we have different sources.
We do.
And that's so frustrating because we're not starting from the same place. It's just almost not fair. And I wish that, I wish I could show you everything I hear, everything I see that tells me the opposite. And I'm sure you wish the same, right? We all want to show each other our videos or
Right.
whatever. So I think one of the biggest, maybe the biggest challenge that we face as a country and as a town, as a neighborhood, is that we don't know what is truth. We don't even know if there is a truth anymore.
You're right.
And I don't know how to fix that. But I do know that I matter more to you than TikTok.
Right.
And I do know that if we can talk, we are better sources of information for each other than some of the extremist stuff we read about and hear
Right.
about.
And you educate me. We talk about things, and sometimes we get a little bit, and I may get a little worked up. I get worked up. I'm a worked up person. But, you'll educate me on the topic from your side. I may look into it, but then I'm like, you know what? I feel the same way. So, and there's times that we have just walked past each other. There is. But we also can talk it out, and it seems like everything's okay then. I think what you told me about Obama and what a family member did, that's what got me to vote for Obama.
The thing is, if you're only around people who believe the same thing, they're never going to question anything, right?
Right.
And you're going to say, well, are they really killing all the people?
Right.
That was a bad example, but you know,
Yes.
like things like that or I might say that sort of thing about Bluffton. Like sometimes I might stereotype everyone in Bluffton who's a Republican thinks this way, and then you show me that that's not true. Do you really want Trump back in office?
Yes, I really wouldn't mind.
Oh,
Would we still be friends?
yes.
Because I'm not cutthroat. I'm not
I will work till my dying breath to prevent Trump from being back in office.
I love how much you teach me. So, and that we still stay okay, even though some of my stuff that I post isn't.
Well, I post extreme stuff too, I know. But I think what I like best about coming over here is that we can laugh and have fun. And that is the stuff of life. That's the stuff of real life, is joy, enjoyment of our lives together as a neighborhood.